So chapter 15 of Jujutsu Kaisen, the sequel, has just dropped, and we got a few things to talk about. Hey, you guys are gonna have to forgive me for every word or every name I'm about to mess up. So Mahoraga, I'm crying. Okay, anyways, Mahoraga has been summoned as our champion to fight against the Timu Sukuna. Okay, let me stop joking around. This is not Timu Sukuna at all. If not, he's stronger than Sukuna. As the chapter starts off with Yuka being so sick on the edge of death's door, she can barely think straight. As we see, she's gotten tremendously worse, believing the guy right next to her is her brother. But as soon as she gets thrown out of the plane, it's like a switch snaps in her, looking like the scene straight out the Hope when she lands a different person. It's just right there. Can we just take a minute though to enjoy this beautiful artwork? They're really out here cooking. But right when she gets back to action, she's out here looking like Megami, trigger happy to summon Mahoraga. If her bounding vow is to control Mahoraga, if she jumped from the plane, why would she land into her shadow and Mahoraga stomp on her shadow? She definitely couldn't be in control of him. What if she knew about the stories? Wouldn't it be hard to believe since she grew up hearing the stories from her grandparents? What if her bounding vow was to amp her cursed energy, since we all know Shikigamis are made from the cursed energy of the user, intended to speed up his adaptation will? Since Deborah is said to be strong or stronger than Sukuna, and hearing other stories from her grandparents, so her bounding vow could be to amplify her cursed energy or cursed technique to where Mahoraga's adaptation will could spin faster so he could adapt faster. Because the stories, Sukuna basically mopped the floor with Mahoraga due to the adaptation will not being able to adapt fast enough. Or, an even crazier an idea is, what if she put a bounding vow on herself? Mahoraga gets hit with something he can't adapt to. She dies, and he gets a second chance in rebirth in a sense. He adapts to what killed him. I know it's a crazy stretch because most Shikigamis disappear if the user dies. But since Deborah was taking part of the ritual when Mahoraga was being summoned, even if she does die, wouldn't there still be one person taking part of the ritual? I don't think she'll be able to put a bounding vow on him personally. Due to him being untamed, she hasn't beat him yet. It's not part of her control. Yes, it's part of her cursed energy. So if she put a bounding vow on her cursed energy or cursed technique, I could see how that would affect and reflect onto that. I could also see a bounding vow being put on the Shikigamis that take part of the ritual. I could see her bounding a vow on them, which could in a way also amp Mahoraga. But at the end of the day, when she jumped off, when she chose this fight, she'd probably rather die fighting to protect her brother and country instead of just sitting waiting till the day she dies. I believe she's willing to sacrifice herself in a heartbeat if it means a chance at winning. The beautiful writing for the simple fact is, they would lose Japan. The Lemurians would lead the cursed spirits to roam Japan, most likely attacking humans. They probably wouldn't care. But that's where I think Yuji would step in. Everybody wants Yuji to come and save her, to fight Deborah right now, like he's just going to appear out of nowhere. But I don't think that will happen. I think it's better if Japan loses. He hears about his friend and grandkids dying to this threat. These cursed spirits roaming because of this threat. And he didn't want to visit funerals no more. But he also doesn't want just to leave everyone to die to a threat he knows he's the only one that can stand a chance to. I also believe it would be amazing character development. After all, he wanted to be strong enough to give back the ring to his sister. That was his goal. That's what he was working hard for. But it's too late now that she's dead. And he would gain his fully heavenly restriction, becoming stronger and with a vengeance to avenge his sister. He was always said to feel weak and sad that he felt like he needed the ring. He felt like he was never going to lead up to a potential that everybody was hating on him for. Everybody knew that he was like weak. They all knew that like he really won't be nothing. He has almost no cursed energy. He was looked frowned upon. So he wanted to work and show them that. But now with his sister gone and his heavenly restriction fully there, and Yuji back in Japan with them, I believe they would just go, and Yuji and him will go back and try to take Japan and reason and see eye to eye with Lemurian. I know. I just feel like that Seems like an amazing story. But besides that, let's get back to Deborah fighting this Kalyan or Kellen because Mahoraga is most likely a Kellen. And if that's so, what are the Lemurians going to think of Deborah basically killing one of their sacred beasts? As we saw in chapter 4, Maru saw the guardian spirit Shikigami and questioned if it was a Kalyan, wondering if that was the reason he froze up when he did go on the attack. We didn't see if he was going to attack the Shikigami due to the rogue Jujutsu user canceling it. And then also in the beginning of chapter 4, he was pouring water on a frog, which could be a reach, but it could have been Yuki's Shikigami, since we know she is a 10-shadow user. And if the cursed spirits counts as Kalyans, why wouldn't a Shikigami count? They are both made of the cursed energy, or just formed differently. One is formed by Jujutsu users summoning one from their cursed energy, and then acting out their commands like a familiar. Unlike cursed spirits, which form from just negative emotions that leak out of humans, which we call cursed energy. But a cursed spirit is just formed from the fear of humans and cursed energy. That's the forming of the phenomenon we call cursed spirits. And Kalyans have to be made of a close energy or similar energy like cursed energy. Or it could just be cursed energy. If we notice the Kalyans were only peaceful with one tribe on their world, they still attacked other tribes of the Lemurians. They literally could be cursed spirits, just called something else. After all, most of the tribes of the world wanted to kill them. They saw them as bad. To be honest, I could make a whole video on how they're kind of hypocrites trying to force their ideals on humans and bully them if they don't like the response that they're given. But anyways, back to what we were talking about. But to double down on this idea, Yuri's ability is to detect or be drawn towards an equal or other half, which agrees between kind of like cursed energy patterns or an energy they all use in a sense that has to be the same or similar. It's kind of like in the world how we just use ki and chi. Well, we don't use ki and chi, but like the phrases of ki and chi. But at the end of the day, they're just names for what people are used as life energy. I'm pretty sure that's kind of like the similarities to cursed energy and whatever the Lemurians use. They probably just call it a different name, but at the end of the day, they kind of use it in the same matter. Now that Dabura is fighting Mahoraga, a Kalyan, what will people think? Will Lemurians see no fit for him? They already told him he can never understand their pain since he's not connected with them. But the fight has already started, and Dabura and Mahoraga, one of them had to go, unless somehow the Lemurians can talk or connect with Mahoraga to stop him, which I just can't see due to Mahoraga being purely hands. He just wants to see those left rights. He just wants to get him, going. He wants to see, what's all that talking. So I really can't see it happening. Will Dabura just kill their sacred creature? Will they just let him do that? Will they cry from their eyes? It's a serious thing when they cry from their eyes. They usually cry when they're born and die, and it just causes tremendous pain on their brain when they do cry. I mean, this is the whole reason why they left their old world, is to get away from that. What would they do though? Will they banish Dabura and say he's not fit to rule? Or will Dabura just snap since he's tired of fighting? And it's always because of these Kalyans. After all, he had to kill his best friend because of one of them. And now, on a whole new world, it's still the same problem. Maybe he's just had enough. He might just say, I'm done. Let's settle these things like how we used to settle it on the home world. Fight. Leaving with the Lemurians to get help from people they hated the most. The humans. And the humans' response would probably be, we have no chance of helping you. The only way possible is if we could find Yuji. And they take Miru to the last finger, and he uses his ability to find the other half. Anyways, guys, let me know what you guys think. I know, very, very, very crazy ideas, and first long video in general, and first theory dive. So again, bad with the pronunciations. If you made it through the video, I appreciate it. Thank you. And I guess I'll see you next week.